Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft video. Last time we managed to get this thing going. It's a bit dark at the moment. I'm risking it by being outside at the moment to start the video. This has since stopped though. Nothing is running through here, and the bit that I didn't quite wait for at the end of the last episode was the creosote is full. So we're going to have to deal with that creosote somehow. Now I'm going to dash back inside before we get got. So what I'm thinking of doing is, there's not really a lot we can do with creosote in this pack just yet. I'm not sure if there is a way to void it with pipes or not. There may be, if I could spell void correctly. I mean, there's a few void items, but I don't really know which one is going to be worthwhile. So anyway, I have a plan. One of the plans that I have is that I'm not sure the tree farm is keeping up as well. And in order to help with that, what we can probably do is try and run our boiler not only on charcoal, but also on some of the creosote as well. So what we are thinking of doing, or what I'm thinking of doing, is we'll grab another input hatch for the creosote. I will also, in the alloy smelter, if we put sand and glass in there, we should be able to get some quite clear glass, and with quite clear glass we can get our binder and make ourselves some more fluid conduits, which is awesome. So what we will now do is wait for daytime so that we can safely go out there. I may route it through a drum because it is handy to have a tap off point that we can do stuff. In fact, yeah, maybe we will put it through one of these tanks, one of these steam tanks. I'll have to find a way to get rid of the steam. We can probably actually do something like this and go extract always active, and then no. All right, let me do this. We can probably do a big run of cables and gradually get rid of the steam from here. So I think we'll use one of these for the creosote. In the meantime, I will come back once it is daytime and we'll see where we go from there. All right, we are outside and it is now daytime. We have a bunch of our conduits. We have an empty portable tank. The portable tank I'm going to put... Look, should we just put it here as well? Because what I'm thinking is... It says wrench, but... Oh, let's actually use the wrench. Now I'm hoping this will work. I have not tried doing this with an extra. Yeah, totally works. Awesome. So we can put this across to that. We'll leave that for now. Yeah. And we'll do this. So, hi, by the way. I don't know what else we're going to do with this episode, to be honest. We'll probably, let's see if we can fix this up first. I do also want to just pretty this up potentially, maybe put a roof over it. I'm not entirely sure just yet. I do want to make a bunch more machines as well and potentially build some sort of roof around this, maybe make another steam turbine, start getting some extra circuits made, you know, all sorts of fun stuff like that. I did say that I was going to get some cabling done, but we haven't quite got there yet. So we'll make some, yeah, maybe we'll just get all of our ore processing stuff done out here, make it a bit safer from mobs, maybe build a little workshop out here. That might be a cool thing to do. So if we follow the pattern that this one does, you know, I should have made that go on the top, shouldn't I? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And dun, 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 dun. Let's put that there. And we will just make sure that this is set to insert. Yes. And then this can go the same way. This can be set to insert. We can... haven't quite done that. Always active. Always active. Always active. Always active. And always active. And then, cool. Why is this not showing the graphic? It's interesting that this does seem to be a bug. It's got a little bit of creosote in the bottom of it that we can see there, but it hasn't filled up. But then in the tooltip, it's full. So let's set this to always active. Yeah, that's totally working. Creosote ahoy. And now we're getting back to having some charcoal in there as well. That is really awesome. So we're now double heating. We're heating with charcoal, and the charcoal is being made faster than it can be used. But that's okay. I suspect it will switch between using the creosote and the charcoal. How much have we left? Oh, look at that. And yeah, there we go. Sort of half a tank sitting there as well. So this will be our nice little gauge to tell us how much we've got. I suspect either the charcoal or the creosote will be run out most of the time. One of them will probably lead the other. I'm not entirely sure which one. We'll leave it running for a little bit. The boiler gets a bit more efficient once it gets up and running fully anyway. All right, so once again, I am going to cut this here and do some boring construction. So we'll get a bunch of these. There we go. We do have the tin wire there. So that's all ready for us to wrap some insulation around. Let me go and grab a bunch of bricks and stuff, and we'll figure out how we're going to lay out our workshop here. Potentially even just getting a fence around this for now might be the go. Let me think about for that. I will be back once I've grabbed some bits and thought about what we're going to do next. Right, so I'm back just for a sec because in the process of making a bunch of circuits and things, I've needed a bunch of paper, and I thought I'd chop down one of these. Now, I've already done a couple of them, but it's too funny. I'm just going to have to do one of them on camera. So let's just break one. And then it just rains for quite some time, and you hear it all landing in the water and stuff as well. Hopefully that sound came through. So let's see how much we get from one of these. It's like they haven't capped the height, and it's just going whatever the maximum build height is, I guess, which should be close to 250, I think. So let's see, what do we get? I got 193 of these back. I'm at height number 63. So what's that? So 196 and 64 is a nice round 256. So I'm, what, 7 off that? So yeah, seems about right, plus the height of my head. That seems like 250. It grows right to the top. So let's grab a few of these. Hopefully I've got enough space to actually... I just love the sound of it all hitting. Anyway, one of the things I was also decided to do while I was looking around... Oh, I do not have enough room. While I was looking around, for what I'm going to do is I need to build another one of these. So on this, it is keeping up, kinda. And by kinda... Oh, Flamus was slain by a pirate. By kinda, I mean that this is sitting at 500 degrees. However, we are using up all of the creosote and all of the charcoal in the process. So because I want to have a surplus of charcoal and creosote, I'm going to put another layer on top of this, or more accurately, I'm going to put a layer under this. So what I was thinking is that we would... It's a bit of a pain because I need to move the whole thing. So I'm going to step it down into the ground. We'll move it back probably this way. Yeah, maybe put it here. I'll move it back this way anyway and step it down into the ground. I'll come back once I've made a few of the bits, because we do need to make a few more coke oven bricks, make the machine controller and all that stuff. But in order to do that, I need to make a bunch of circuits, which is why I'm now making a bunch of circuits. So let me make the circuits, get the other bits for this. I might start laying this out, and I will come back once we know where it's going to sit properly. It may... Yeah, we may have to move the tower and then do the other bits a bit later. Let me think a bit on that anyway. I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, I've made a bunch of things, enough basically to make another one of these, but further down. I did a little test channel just to see where we're going to go, because I am going to have to move these across a bit. I also turned off this here, so yeah, as you can see, it is no longer... Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't actually show. Oh, I wonder how you do that. Must be a wrench or something. Anyway, for now, what I'm thinking is, here's the path, there's a gap, there's maybe a wall here, a place to walk around inside, and then some stairs, another spot to walk around inside, and then where the thing will actually go. So as a guide, we should be shooting for here. And that way, oops, removing the light. Yes, so I'm making a gap too wide around this. We should have enough room for some stairs, and then a place to walk around in the middle, and gaps for... Well, we need gaps for the... Yeah, okay, so we need gaps for the pipes as well. I might make this one more. Alright, I'm going to get out of here before it gets too night-timey. I will move this probably over one more. Maybe two. One of the errors I always make in this game is not making things big enough. And in an infinite world, that seems kind of silly. You may as well make things as big as you possibly can. So let me wait for daytime, and we'll come back and hollow out some of that and get this tower moved and rebuilt. See you in a sec. So I've actually done a bit since last time. We moved the tower, rebuilt it, added the extra layer. I moved it even further around or away from each other. As I was just saying, we've got this infinite world. We may as well use all the space we can. So I've decided that this block here is going to be the wall for a building that will encase these two. And then I'll have a path through here with a bit of a pipe going across the top. This is the wall for my workshop, where we'll start accumulating some machines here. I'll probably need another... Yeah, we'll probably need a couple of basic steam turbines. You usually seem to need a few of them. Now, the other thing that I did was I dismantled the tree farm. One of the interesting things that I'm now facing is, how do I get all of this stuff inside? And the answer to that, I think, is going to be with these caches, because if I... we definitely want to keep all of this. But if we do this, there we go. Now, if we get the crescent hammer and shift right click, we can pick up, there we go, sticky resin. Awesome. So that's what I think I'm gonna do for this, the wood. What we will probably do for the saplings is, I've already got 64 of them away somewhere else. So what we can potentially do here is just drop them down a hole. I could have put some lava down the hole, but I figure let's drop these instead. Dun, dun, dun. And then we can just... that looks kind of cool. Awesome. Alright, so I'm just going to throw that back in there. We'll come back and check on that later. So I can now pick this one up as well. and we can move those inside or transfer the stuff inside to some other barrels that I have inside. Now, in the meantime, we do want to get this tree farm happening again. Now, let's just make sure that, yeah, that is not even connected anymore, I think. One of these? No, there's got to be a tool for doing that. Maybe it's just a stick, I think. Yeah, we can look at that later anyway. In the meantime, we need to get this back up and running. So the tree only, or the tree beacon rather, only works for trees that are planted afterwards. So if we throw that there, so there we go, tree beacon in place. Now what I'm going to probably try and do is I really wanted to get some big trees. So let's go for the back corner. And let's try and see if we can't get a greatwood sapling. Is that too high for it? Maybe I do want it to be lower and then I can put the water back in. Well, let's just see that. Let's give that a go and see what happens. I was gonna put these in all four corners and see where they grew. Oops. And then I can just get rid of these dirt blocks at the end. So I'm going to wait for some of these to grow. I don't think these are going to be far enough apart to actually grow anymore. So the first one that grows, let's just leave it to chance. One of these will grow first, and then the rest of them may struggle for space. Maybe the one diagonally across will grow, and then we'll start getting that, and we can start this back up. So I will be back in just a sec. We'll try and just, whoa. Tell you what, let's just see if that works. That is not looking hopeful, is it? That grew nice and fast though. You know what? I'm gonna just stop these growing, because if I have to cut this down manually, it is gonna take a lot of effort. So the tree beacon is, maybe it was too tall. Maybe I started it too high up and it has to be on the same level. Interesting. This clearly, yeah, all right. So I'm going to have to harvest this myself. So I will harvest this. Let's do some testing. So I will grow another tree at a level down, see if this tree beacon picks it up. Either that, or maybe we just raise the tree beacon up. Let me do some testing. I will be back once I figure out a little bit more how this works. It may just be because the height difference is there. Let me see what I find. So we are kind of working. I never got the Greatwoods working. I tried and tried and tried and they didn't work. However, you can do the 2x2 spruce. It's made 3 of them into ghost trees. It's gradually, yeah, like that, gradually using up the wood. It seems to use it up more the more I look at it, which isn't great. And the 4th tree just hasn't grown at all. Well, hasn't gone into the ghost wood at all. So I'm wondering if I'm hitting the block limit here. So what I might do is I'll do one more cut. We'll cut this down, and I'll plant a single spruce tree and see if it works with the single spruce tree. But with these 3 here, it's actually not doing too badly. So one of the things I also might do, yeah, look at that, 22, 64. So while we're here, let's, since I don't know how to do that one, we will extract, always active. This will turn all of these back on. And we should start seeing, yeah, there we go. Should start seeing stuff come through here again. There we go. Cool, so wow. Come on, it's got to keep up. Wow, it is taking a lot to kickstart this. I wonder if... we'll let it run. I mean, I know it does use a lot more in the warm-up process than once it's running. It does appear to gradually be getting there though, so let's just leave that on for a bit. I will chop this tree down. We'll come back one last time. This episode, I mean, I was hoping to sort a bit more out this episode, but to be honest, this setup from tree farm all the way to electricity is kind of our foundation for all of our processing, at least for the next little bit of the game. So it's important to get this sort of stuff right. All right, I'll be back. We'll see if we can get a single tree trunk working. Then maybe I might try and do some quick maths on that and see if we're hitting some maximums. But otherwise, see you hopefully one last time in a bit. All right, so in the interests of keeping this episode not stupidly long, the end result of this is that we did get one tree trunk to grow there. There's obviously a block cap that we're hitting. These are gradually getting eaten up. However, it seems to have slowed down and sort of paused there, so I'm still not sure what that's about, especially since the third one hasn't been eaten up at all or very much from what I can tell. Now, in terms of numbers, this is very, very slowly growing. So this tree farm can keep up with 6 of these running full stack. So very, very slow though. So I'm not sure, as in it's catching up very slowly. I'm not sure if it would cope with 7 or not. I may find out, and the reason I may find out is because this does not keep up. So I dumped a whole bunch of creosote from over there into the system, and that kind of gave it a bit of a boost, which meant that it filled these up with charcoal. However, this has gradually been counting down. I did have a couple of stacks in here, and it's gradually, nearly empty now. So I fully expect that this will get empty, those charcoals will get empty. However, like it says in the tooltip, 5 of these or 6 of these is enough to keep this at 500 degrees. So it is enough to keep it running, just there isn't enough charcoal left over to run your blast furnace or anything like that. So what I might end up doing is just disconnecting one of these, or one from the bottom maybe. So instead of having 6 of these feeding this, because we know that 5 can feed this, and that's fine, I may just disconnect the 6th one and have that layer of charcoal running off to a blast furnace, which will mean that we've got our steel production sorted. This shouldn't suffer as a result. It will turn off and on a lot more, but it'll stay at 500 degrees. And we know the tree farm can support 6 of these, so that's probably going to be a fairly reasonable option. Long term, I think I'm going to have to keep a close eye on these blocks that are disappearing. Like I said, it is happening slowly, but it is happening. So eventually I'm expecting that these may run out completely, and then the tree farm will stop working. But otherwise, I think that's pretty successful. I do need to build the buildings around this, or at least put some sort of fences up. I'm hoping Kat will get back on and play at some point, so that she'll be able to make some of this stuff pretty. But in the meantime, I may just make the skeleton out of probably just some glass and smooth stone bricks, to be honest, just to get the basic shape of them in there. And then we just need to build a thing around our workshop. Like I said at the start of this episode, I was going to build some more of these machines. I didn't end up getting there. However, I did make half a stack of the circuits, which is going to help greatly with getting the rest of these machines done and getting our production line done. So I will do that between now and next time. Next time, I am not sure what we'll do. Maybe make our way through some more of the achievements somewhere. But I will decide that between now and next time, as I really don't know which direction I want to head. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.